everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ange if you haven't met me before, and today I am back with another plant video. So today I thought that I would film my Peperomia collection for you guys. Peperomias are definitely one of my favorite genus of houseplants. I find them super easy to take care of. They really thrive in like your medium to bright indirect light, and they definitely don't need a lot of water. So if you don't have time to kind of fuss over houseplants, the Peperomia family is a really good choice of plant to start with. So let's get into the video. Okay, so the first Peperomia I wanted to start with is the watermelon Peperomia. This guy is definitely one of the most famous Peperomias, I would say, because of the ginormous leaves that it's got, and it's got this stunning watermelon patterning on it. This one I actually started all from 2 leaves that I got from my mom. So she splashed out and bought the plant, and I wasn't really into Peperomias at that time, and I was like, okay, I'll take a leaf or something. So what I did was I cut the leaf straight down the middle, basically, popped them into soil, and in about 5 months, it's now created its own plant, and it's definitely one of my favorites in my collection. I also recently started propagating new plants, so it came out with this really mutated weird leaf. So I cut it in half, popped it in soil, and there's no little babies yet, but it has grown roots, and I can tell because when I pull on it there's a little bit of resistance and I can actually see a lot of the root growth. So again, I find this houseplant super easy. I give it about medium light, and I only water it when the soil is completely dry. My second Peperomia that I've got in my collection would be this Peperomia Columella, which you probably saw me haul in an earlier video, but it has grown out quite a little bit. It's grown out these little shoots here, popping out from all sides. And again, I only water this when it's completely dry. I probably won't say that for the rest of this video because that's pretty much how I take care of all my Peperomias, so that would be a little bit repetitive if I kept saying it over and over and over again. But bright light, medium light, or watering when it's dry. But this guy is so cute. I love it. It's so squishy and succulent, and definitely one of my favorites. And you don't see this guy very often in your nurseries and things, so it's quite nice for me to have it in my collection. This next Peperomia is the Silver Ripple, I want to say, or Silver Frost Peperomia, because it has this silver patterning on the leaves. It's not like silver, but it's got green with a little bit of silvering on the top. And it's definitely one of those ripply ones, so really textured, which really cute. This guy, I got it as like a tiny little baby plug, and it's grown to be this giant mound of a plant. I don't tend to repot my Peperomias very often, only when the roots are heavily coming through. This guy, broken leaf, so what I'm going to do is just pluck it off, and with Peperomias you can just stick this leaf into soil, or you can stick this part of the stem into water, root it up that way, and you have a whole new plant. I find the ripple Peperomia are not as easy to propagate as Peperomias such as your watermelon Peperomia, but you can definitely still do that with the leaves, and you don't have to have any wastage. Another ripple Peperomia I have in my collection is the red ripple Peperomia, or I've seen it like the red Luna or something. This I would say is probably my least favorite Peperomia of my whole collection. I'm not sure why. I think it's because it just looks a little bit like scraggly, and like you can see a lot of space in between the leaves, which I'm not really a huge fan of. I like my Peperomias to look super bushy, but it is a really cool color. I don't really have many plants in my collection that have this beautiful red color to them, so it is a bit of a pop when it's amongst all the other green plants. But this is a plant that I might get rid of in the future. I haven't decided yet. I'm not gonna do anything rash until I figure that out completely, but yeah, it is pretty, it is cute, but it's definitely one that I'm not super duper in love with. Now this Peperomia is definitely one of my favorites, and I've wanted it for so long, and I didn't see it for ages, and then I popped into a nursery maybe about 6 months ago, and they had so many of them for like $10, so I got me one, and that is the Peperomia Prostrata, or the string of turtles. You can see that this side is empty because I hang it on like that, so I just want the front to look cute. I don't really care about the back. but it looks like this. So you can see that the leaves here have some stunning patterns to it that literally just looks like a turtle shell, and I think it is so cute. I did struggle with this one at the beginning. It was potted into some really peaty mix, and that's not something that I have a lot of practice in, so I wasn't really sure on how to take care of it. I think I was definitely overwatering it because peat heavy mixes stay wet for so long. So I repotted it into my own soil mixture, and now it is thriving and popping out so much new growth, and it is so cute. This one's flowering as well at the moment. I don't actually like the look of peperomia flowers. Normally I just cut them off, but I'm a bit lazy, and they do stick out flowers all the dang time, so I would be constantly trying to cut them off. But oh, I love this one so much. Definitely one of my favorites in my collection. Okay, so this is probably the biggest peperomia I have. It is definitely the quickest grower, and that is the Raindrop Peperomia. So this one I didn't get very long ago, maybe about 3 months. And it has just, I would say, tripled in size. It has massive leaves, and they're called the Raindrop Peperomia because it looks like in the shape of a raindrop. This one looks very similar to your Pilea peperomoides, but they are different plants, but they've got the same vibe to them. And don't you just love these giant circly leaves? So I'll give you a look. Oof, it's so heavy, and it is flowering again as well. This one I think needs a repot because I'm watering it every few days. It's drying out so quickly, but I'm hesitant to repot things because it's going into the colder months. So I might just see how it goes, wait until I can see a bunch of roots coming out of the drainage hole. Peperomia roots in general are quite thin and wispy, I would say. They're not like fat and thick roots like some like philodendron and stuff, so you have to be kind of careful when you repot them because you can easily damage the roots. But this guy, I love him. I love him so much. These leaves here, I don't know why, they're just never unfurled, but I'm fine with that. It is popping out new growth, so I'm not too worried about that. I've also been propagating the Peperomia Raindrop as well. I've propagated this quite a few times actually, and I've actually sold off little baby plants that I've made. But these ones I put into soil about a month ago, I would say. And these leaves were some of the older leaves that had a bit of damage to them. So they had some like scuff marks and things like that. And I just didn't really like the look of them. So I thought I would just take them off and propagate a whole new plant. And as you can see, it is growing out little babies. This one, as I said, it's a super fast grower, so if you want to propagate them and make 10 million more plants, it really won't take very long. Just keep the soil fairly moist, don't let it dry out too much because it is trying to grow some roots. But another really easy way to make more plants, and who doesn't need more plants? This one here is my Peperomia Rosso plant. So it's super cute. It's got some red on the backside of the leaves, and it's got more of this pointy shape. So it's quite different to the other leaf shapes of my other peperomias. This one also has some rippling to it, so it is a really cute plant. It is a peperomia that I struggled with at the beginning because, like the Peperomia Prostrata or the string of turtles, it was planted in something that was very peat heavy. And when I took it out of its pot, it did have a plug on it. And normally I'm fine with plugs because they do help establish a plant, but this one was actually not allowing the roots to pop through, and it was really struggling. So it almost died at the beginning. But since then I have rehabilitated it and it is popping out a lot of new growth. I just try and not water this one because I know that its roots are not massive. I just don't want to stress it out. But I think it is super cute, super adorable. So yeah, that is my Peperomia Rosso. My last peperomia that I have to show you definitely was the one that sparked the peperomia love for me, so I had to save it for last. And this is my Peperomia Piccolo Banda. As you can see, she is a big girl. She's very full. I got her when she was very small and she has just grown for me amazingly. She is super root bound right now, not gonna lie. I have to water this guy so often, but I just don't want to deal with repotting it. And it is growing heaps, so I'll just wait until I have to do it. But this one, I know it's known as like the mini watermelon peperomia because it does look similar to the watermelon peperomia, but they are different. These leaves are a lot smaller, and they are more similar in shape to the ripple peperomia. I thought that I would just show you what they look like side by side, so you can see that the coloring of the leaves is quite similar, but they are very different. These ones have massive leaves, where these ones are just small. But as you can see, it is super full. A weird thing about this plant is it will pop out its own stems and create a whole new plant like that, which my plant was doing that for so long and I thought it was so ugly, so I just cut them all off. And again, I just sold them off after they rooted and made their own plants. So really easy to have 10,000 peperomias in your house, but this one has a special place in my heart. It's just so pretty, so pretty. Alright guys, so those are all the peperomias I have in my collection. Definitely leave me a comment down below telling me what are your favorite peperomias that you have and what are some peperomias I should be adding to my wish list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and definitely hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more plant videos from me. I'll be making videos every single week. Stay safe guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!